to have a few at 5. Now you're crossing that center line for the 3rd time. Second time like this week. Had a friend ask you for your keys. You said, no, I'm fine. You sure do act like you ain't got a thing to lose. But every car you pass might be the ones you take with you. You give your last.
At the time that I was kind of in my studio and I was working in my sketchbook, and my sister went into rehab, and so I was looking at the paper and I thought, that could be my sister. And then it occurred to me as I was looking at all the different DUIs that it could be a neighbor, it could be a friend, it could be anyone, somebody that you work with. And so all of a sudden it came to me, there but for the grace of God go I. I'm going to do all 113 portraits, there were 113 DUIs in Washoe County from 2000 to 2010. So the installation is eventually going to be 100 watercolors and 13 acrylic paintings. So those 2, and there's another one, are 3 of the acrylic paintings. As I looked at the mugshots, I also was envisioning the exhibit, and so I did them in such a way that I did some men, some women, Hispanics, African Americans. I wanted a cross-section so that you could really tell that this is something that affected the entire society. Every time I chose one, I would read exactly what they had done, and then I would look at them, and there was always something that stood out to me, whether it was the tilt of a head or some of these young men are just absolutely beautiful. And as I was painting them, I could see them as children, and so it wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to be able to just paint these, but there was something psychological that happened as I was actually looking at their images. I would feel an expression, and so I would actually exaggerate that expression. So as opposed to DUI mugshots, these are portraits. These are portraits of individuals. And I really tried to capture how they felt in that moment that their mugshot was taken. Their life completely changed in that moment.
And I can't stand the pain, and I can't make it go away. No, I can't stand the pain. How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes, got nowhere to run. The night goes on as I'm fading away. I'm sick of this life.
That's the Wall of Hope, and I decided that I want this exhibit to travel, and I wanted to include people who were actually affected by DUIs or substance abuse, and give them an opportunity to participate in the show. So I have 12-inch by 12-inch panels that I've given to people that are basically creating artwork using collage and memories, letters, and all that kind of thing to commemorate either people who have a substance abuse problem or have been affected by DUIs on some level in their lives. So I call it the Wall of Hope, and I'm hoping that it would be actually kind of a cathartic way of having the community interact with the exhibit. We're going to have a sculpture that has that represents the 45 victims, and then it's also going to have a sound installation. So if you go on my website, you can actually hear, it's kind of like the sounds of every day, because it's where the victims actually, of course, are no longer hearing the sounds of every day, and then these people have all gone to jail. So all of these DUIs resulted in death or severe bodily harm. It's really important to me that people understand that I'm not trying to give unwarranted attention to these offenders who have killed someone or hurt someone. It's really more about their effect on us as a society, and that I feel like it's a very important part of our society. It's an issue, it's a social issue. Artists have always dealt with controversy in their art. I consider these part of the poetry of the everyday, meaning that poetry is runs the gamut of human emotions, good, bad, human suffering. So this is really about human suffering on every level. Not only the victims, not only the DUI offenders, but also how it affects us as a society. I feel like I want people to understand that substance abuse and addiction is such a big part of our society, and that drinking responsibly and having a social life is all well and good, but that you also have to be responsible for the effects.